where on the left-hand side it populates the IP address and shows me some open ports or something like that. Along with that calendar, shows me the date. Right? That's one screenshot. Okay? So that's going to be the easy part. All right, but then once OpenBOS is installed, you're going to scan your host by making a target, setting up the task, and scanning it. And then you're going to provide me a screenshot of the completed PDF report. Again, I'll go over this. All right, when you're all done. Okay. And I just need the front page that shows the date. Okay, so we'll go through this. All right, and 25 points for each. Again, the level of difficulty is going to keep going up week by week by week by week. All right, that's by design. Okay, so, well, I hope we'll go to the right computer here. Okay. So, terminal, app, get, install, OpenBOS. Mine's already installed. I'm not going to do it. Okay? It's already installed. Hit enter. Be a few minutes. This one actually goes pretty fast. All right. App, get, excuse me. Back to the video tape here. I think OpenBOS dash setup. Yeah, OpenBOS dash setup, not 12. Okay? Hit enter. That one's going to take some time. Be patient. All right? Make sure your computer does not go to sleep. All right. When all is said and done, another helpful hint is OpenBOS, and I will do this one. Dash check setup. Okay? This one will take a little bit of time, but it'll tell you if you have it. Well, actually, it won't. If it's all said and done, and it's right. It'll go really fast. It checks your HTTPS cert, your self-signed certificate. You should see all OKs. All right? If you have an error, so I have a Redis server is not running or listening to the socket. I can fix that real quick. All right. That's because I haven't started the service. All right. And that's my next. If you get that Redis server error, don't worry about it. You'll fix it when you do two things. You need to start your PostgreSQL, and again, you can automate all this if you want to put it in your cron tab, all right? Or if you want to put it in your if you want to put it into look at the file. I'm completely blanking right now. You can do it in the cron tab too, though, really easy. Anyway, so service, PostgreSQL, start. Okay. And once that's done, OpenBOS dash start. That'll start your OpenBOS service. It'll take a minute or so. Okay, don't freak out if they don't start. I should freak out if they don't start, but I just tested this. There, so you should have a return back to your command prompt. Once that's done, you can start Firefox. You need to remember this port, 9392. Write that down, remember it. All right? You're going to go into Greenbone Security. Console. All right. One point of note, I missed something. I apologize. When you go through and you do the OpenBoss setup, at the very end, it's going to give you the administrator, the admin password. It is a very, very, very long string of randomized letters and numbers and ASCII characters. Do not try to write it down. Okay? Copy it. Paste it in a leaf pad, save it on your desktop, that's totally fine. But at least the first time, copy it. And then when you go into Greenbone, which is at localhost :9392. Okay? This will only come up if your OpenBoss services are running. If your OpenBoss services are not running, if you get an error when you start OpenBoss services, don't try this. Fix that first. Okay? Okay? So you type in admin and then you paste that password in there. All right? And then the first thing I suggest you do, so you don't goof this up, go to administration, and users.
Thank you.
Go in and the little wrench there says edit user. Change your password. That's really you change the admin password. If you want to make another user for yourself, play around with it, knock yourself out. Okay? Change that admin password for your benefit. So you don't have to remember that long string or keep that file or go back through and restart everything all over again. Okay? Questions on that? Cool. All right, so next thing you want to do is you want to find out what your IP address is. And then the IP address of your host, your laptop, or your computer, whatever you're hosting the VM on. Okay? A couple different ways you can do that. You can go into your host, pull up command prompt, look for, if you're still on that, you should look for VMware VMnet 8. VMnet 8 is always your NAT interface. There's VMnet 1. Here's VMnet 8. Okay? So here, in my case, it's 192.168.226.1. Alright? I can confirm that by going back into Kali, doing an if config, and I can see that I'm on the wrong doggone network. Okay, I'll fix that. I should have checked my network in advance. Alright, no problem. I can still do this from the network that I'm on. Alright. So I go to settings. I'm actually on a host network. I'm on a different VMnet 10. I can still do this and scan my host machine even if I'm on a different network. I just have to find that IP address. Again, it's still going to be .1. There's VMnet 10 right there. 10.0.0.1. Okay? Just find what network you're on and pretty much scan .1. Okay, for the purposes of this class, not that big a deal. For this homework, I should say, not that big a deal. All right, so, but this is good because now I can make a target because I don't have a target for that network in Greenbone. Okay, or OpenBoss. So I'm going to come back here to configuration, target. Okay? I have localhost. That would be the Kali box itself. All right. So I'm going to create a new target. I come up here to the star, which is for new target. Click on it. And I'm just going to name it the same as my VMnet, VMnet 10. Arbitrary, doesn't matter. You can name it homework 2, CIS 471-2. All right, it doesn't really matter. It's arbitrary. The host. Now, this is where I put in that IP address. So in this case, 10.0.0.1. Okay? Everybody with me there? Do everybody understand why I'm doing 10.0.0.1? Okay. All right. Port list, I really don't care for the purposes of homework 2. All right? Other than you need to do some sort of, some sort of comprehensive. Don't just do a discovery. You're going to have to do if you do all IANA TCP, you're going to be here a while. If you do all TCP, you're going to be here a while. If you do TCP and IMAP 551 top 100 UDP, that's not bad. All right, or IMAP 551 top 2000 TCP and top 100 UDP, that'll actually go really fast. Okay, that'll go really fast. When you get into homework 3 and homework 4 and on, you're going to want to go and scan something more broad, obviously, to find more vulnerabilities. So for the purpose of this class, I'm doing it just so I can do a really fast scan. And if you do that for homework 2, totally down with that. Okay? Once that's all done, you click Create Target. Okay? There's Create. Come back to Scan Management. Now we got to make a task to scan the target. Have to make a task to scan the target. All right. New task. Again, whatever you name it, totally arbitrary. Under targets, pick your target. Your OpenVIS scanner is going to be default. Your scan config. Okay? Now here, again, this depends on how much you're going to scan, what you're going to scan, how fast you're going to scan. All right? Discovery is nothing more than a ping sweep. Okay? That's not going to pull anything. Full and fast means it's going to scan all the ports that you assigned to the target. All right? Very quickly. It's not going to do any type of DOS style vulnerability attacks or anything of that nature. All right? Full, fast, and ultimate is going to scan those TCP and UDP ports, and if there's any type of DOS attacks within there, it's going to do it. So, be careful using this, because you can reset application pools and web servers. You can hang up SMTP ports. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff, especially if the device is vulnerable. Full and very deep is very similar to full and fast, except it will look at a lot of other UDP ports and it will go more slowly and comprehensively. Full, fast, deep, ultimate is a combination of these two. It'll do the DOS style attacks. It will also go very slowly. And again, pack a lunch, pack dinner. You're going to a sleepover, bring your jammies and breakfast for the next morning. Okay. Post discovery is just kind of a ping sweep with a DNS lookup. And system discovery is nothing more than an OS fingerprint. Okay, you don't have to worry about source interface. One other thing on this note, for enumeration's sake.
Yeah, that's what you collected.
This is where you can kind of manually set the number of threads and the number of vulnerabilities you want to scan at one time. Now, why is that important? Well, if you were doing any type of penetration testing, true penetration testing, you might want to lower these numbers. All right, why? Because the slower you go, the less likely you're going to get picked up by an intrusion prevention system. All right, I actually had a mail server that got attacked a week and a half ago. Somebody was doing this. I don't know if they were using OpenBOS or another program. They just had it scripted. They completely got past the IPS, and I didn't detect them until I saw the brute force attempts on the mail server. Somebody trying to telnet port 25. Okay, so that's a good one to play around with actually in the field. The person in this class, don't worry about it. All right, so once that's all done, create that task. All right. Then when you go back to scan management, you will see, hey, there's a task. Woohoo! And all you have to do, if I did everything right, when you scan your host, just so you get some good information or whatever, let's do just a quick check. Actually, I already know mine's down, but let's drop our firewall. My firewall's dropped anyway. I'm usually always behind a network firewall. So it's all down, it's all red, it's all bad. Okay? Then you just click the play button. Like, oh, why didn't it start? It actually started. Give me a sec. It's requested. Okay? We'll come back to it. Now, over here on reports, this is actually a live report that is getting run as you're going through the scan. You can go into this and see, oh, hey, I found these ports open. Oh, wow, I found that vulnerability. It'll give you a status as to what level of vulnerabilities it's found thus far. Okay? Now, for the purposes of week 2, I hope you don't find any like high, vulnerabilities on your own laptop. That would be really bad. Okay, but hey, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe you'll fix your stuff. Okay. So while that's running, let's go ahead and do the Nmap scan.
I'm like,
so
shit, I gotta fix mine.
Dinner and a show, folks. Dinner and a show. Okay, so under, again, I hit Applications. Under Information Gathering, at the bottom is Nmap. Okay? So a lot easier. So I went over the hard part first. This part, really easy. You put your IP address of your target in there, 10.0.0.1. Okay? You can do an intense scan, that's fine. Not looking for anything dangerous. Hit scan. Really easy 25 points as long as you have everything configured and your network is up. I should get something here. Yep, look at there. Woo, look at all those ports. Sweet. Okay. So as it's going through there, it'll take a few minutes for it to finish. You can always go back to OpenBOS. Alright, and all you need to do here is just, I have no auto refresh. I can manually click it, or I can say, oh, I want you to refresh every 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Look at there, 2% done.
Oh my
Once
God.
you hit 2%, you're golden. You know it's running. Okay? You know it's not going to goof up on you. I can go into that report. See that oh good, I don't have anything that's detecting, yay. But I do have my firewall down, not good. Okay, so anyway, we'll let that run. Any questions right now on homework 2? No questions? Usually a couple questions. All right. Easy as cake? Right? Or pie or gold or whatever you guys have. No question? Okay, good. Cool. All right, let's stack some more up. So, this is what I got. This is what I suggest you guys get. Okay? Pass that around, take a picture of it, write down the model number. The model number's on the back. Don't open up the box. Wait! Hand the box! Open the box. Come on. Right? Fortunately, I took all the good stuff out beforehand. All right, so your alpha model number, God, if I can read this without my glasses, AWUS036H. Okay? So if you get the newer model, it depends on the chipset that's in here. Usually I've never had a problem with the H. Okay, so just for simplicity's sake, I bought a new one. Well, I needed to buy a new one. So I'm doing this all from scratch. Comes with a USB type 1 connector. All right. Now I'll also show you why this is very important. Okay? Because this works seamlessly with VMware. All right. I have a Linksys wireless G router that is hooked up to the campus internet. I have a network that is called Linksys, I think. All right, on here. This will be in the telecom lab. All right, we'll take it back. Take it to the telecom lab. I'm going to change the password on it. Can't make it too easy. All right, but you're going to work in groups of 2, and I'll show you why. All right. Pause a second here before we get started. See if our Nmap scan is done. Hey, looky there. It identified it as a Windows box. I just need something like, you know, a picture of this. 25 points, guys. But looking at Zenmap, you can see all these different ports that are open, because I don't have my firewall up, right? So that's good. That's real good. This helps you kind of find out what is on a system. I got 443 running, I got 445 running, 139, these are all Microsoft ports. So screenshot that, put it in the bottom of the assignment. You don't have to save it. And then, hey, looky there, done. Again, I do not have any vulnerabilities. I'd be really bad if the security professor had vulnerabilities. Not good. No bueno. All right. So all I'm looking for here is, if you go into that, everybody see what I did? I went over here to the actual date, clicked on that, and then up here, you see where it says PDF. This is for your report results. You download that bad boy, open it up, screenshot, so I'm looking for that date. 25 points. Question on homework 2. Everybody see where I got the report? Clicked on the date, right there, PDF, download, open, screenshot. Done. Sir?
So we could do a screenshot of PDF.
Yep. Hmm?
So we don't.
No, do not upload your PDF. Because if your laptop has QDs and your report's like 135 pages, I don't want you breaking Blackboard. All right. that's that for OpenBox. You guys will get to know, you're going to be using OpenBox several more times throughout the course, okay? You're going to use it once on the Windows box and once on the Linux box. You might go back a second week and go, geez, did I do that right? And run it again on the box. I don't know, okay? You will use it a couple of times. All right, but let's get started here with the wireless lab. So with the wireless lab, one of the first things I have to do is I need to connect my laptop. Now I have a wireless NIC on my laptop, right? You might have it on. So you can actually do this solo too. All right. If you know what the password is on the AP. Right now it is set to password. I'm not going to change it, but otherwise you wouldn't be able to do this by yourself. All right. So I'm going to go in here, and you can see that I have the SSID link system. Connect to it. Now I should have already put the password in. Come on. Should have. That's the password. I'm not making it hard, guys. Hey, look, I connected. Cool. I don't care if I get, well, actually I do kind of care if I have connectivity. Hey, I do have connectivity. There we go. Kickstart. All right, so here's what I suggest. So once you have your laptop set up and everything else, go to YouTube, find something that is like, I don't know, a couple of hours long, and play it. So you have constant data going back and forth. You guys laugh, all right? But, you know. I listen to Norse music. I watch German Shepherds. Yeah, I do, man. Like aircraft.
History wars.
History stuff.
Bill. Full documentary.
Kill the sound there. Just so I have data going back and forth. All right. There we go. All right. Now, if that's all said and done, I'm going to go ahead and I need to make sure that my alpha gets connected into my Kali VM. So here's how we do that. Here's Kali VM. You'll notice that, oh, I don't have any type of USB connection down here whatsoever. When you connect this up, you'll see that change. You should see that change. Okay. As you see now, I have a USB symbol right down here. I don't know if you can see it or not, it's kind of low on the screen, but I have a USB like a USB stick symbol here. That driver right there, Realtek RTL 8187. that if you buy a different type of wireless device, wireless NIC, you want to make sure that this is the driver that it's running, because that is the driver that allows you to put the device into promiscuous mode. That's the important part. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I'm going to come down here where it says the Realtek RTL 8187, and I'm going to click on that icon in VMware. It's going to pull up a little menu. I'm going to say connect. All right. Now, here's why. All right. Let me show you this so you don't think I have something up my sleeve. Before I do that, if I come to a terminal and I type in ifconfig, you see that I have two interfaces. I have my Ethernet interface and I have my loopback interface. Loopback interface, self-explanatory. That's 127.0.0.1. That's just loopback to my operating system. And then I have my Ethernet interface, which is the interface that is connected into or through VMware. That's that network adapter that I have there. Everybody following? Okay? So, watch what happens when I come down here to this USB symbol and I connect it. Turns blue. What to do? No green light starts flickering on it saying it's active. Okay? It may freeze Kali for a few seconds. Don't freak out. Alright? Now if I type in ifconfig, you'll notice that, oh, lo and behold, I have a new interface. This is why I suggest you get this alpha. You're not monkeying around with drivers. You're not monkeying around with all kinds of problems because, oh, I bought this Asus 2741 that the driver said it was good, and I saved $2.50 on it, and I'm wasting 4 hours of my time. How much is your time worth? Okay? It plugs, it plays, you're good. All right, you don't have to give it an IP address whatsoever. All right? So, let's back up a second. Here on the Wireless Pen Testing Lab, on the announcement screen in Blackboard, announcements, there is a link, all right, that will take you step by step by step by step through the wireless lab. All right, step by step by step by step. So I think I still have this cached. There we go. Okay. And it even includes screenshots. Alright. So, once you have your device hooked up, it even has a thing for the icon, and you see your wireless device, you can check that with the command airmon-ng. Alright. So that'll list your wireless LAN cards. Alright. You need to type airmon-ng start, which will start the air monitoring service. Alright. But when you do that, you're going to get an error. Okay? Because there are other services that are running in conjunction with that wireless NIC. Alright, most importantly the WPA supplicant, which you need to kill. Which you can do by the, actually I'll tell you the check kill command. So, let's do these few steps here real quick. Alright, if I do Airmon NG, that just tells me, yeah, I have a wireless interface. Airmon NG start. There it is. Hey, you have processes that are causing issues. Run Airmon-NG check kill. Alright? Airmon NG, Airmon dash NG space check space kill. Alright? That'll kill those, the DH client and the WPA supplicant, which would cause you not to be able to do this lab. Alright? Again, this is all on the announcement on that website. I try not to make this hard, guys. Okay. So once that is done, you killed those processes. All right. You want to run Airmon NG Mon 0. I missed a step. Hold on.
The picture?
I'm sorry. Arrow dump NG Mon 0.
See? No, no, I'm missing. So I look for.
After you run the Airmon NG start WLAN 0 again. That's where I went back. Yeah, you gotta go through step 4 twice after you kill the process. So you still need to start Airmon NG. Space WLAN 0. Okay. Take a sec. There we go. Now, what that is doing is it's taking your wireless NIC and it's allowing it to go into promiscuous mode or monitor mode. You need to look for what it renamed the interface. In this case, it renames it to WLAN 0 Mon. You can find that as well if you just do an if config. I type if config right. Okay? You can see that there it is. Right? And it's changed specification. Alright? So, once that's done, we can then start monitoring traffic. And that's where we're going to use arrow dump-nz WLAN 0 Mon in my case, because that's what it changed my interface name to. Alright? So when I do that, sorry, let me kind of boost this up just a little bit. Easier to see. That's going to change, and now I'm actually basically sucking traffic out of the air and monitoring everything it's going to and coming from that AP. At least I've seen beacons and I'm able to determine what APs are out there. As you can see, it's a pretty dirty environment. Alright, do this at home. You might get your AP depending on how, this is not a very powerful antenna, right? You can get antennas that are more powerful to capture more traffic. You might get your neighbors, right, stuff.
Sweet.
Hey, this is how I know that my home network is pretty secure, because my home network, I have my access points. They are, for those of you who took 467, they are back-ended authenticated on an open radius server. I have an Active Directory that my family has to go in, and when they log into, they get back in authenticated off of that. I have a firewall in front of behind my cable modem. My next door neighbor has an open SSID called Linksys. Where do you think I get this stuff from? Kidding. Right? But anyway, okay, so here we're coming up to our first screenshot. I need you to find that, oh, there it is, Linksys. Looky there. All right. You can Control C out of here. Screenshot that. Okay, because I'm looking that you found the SSID. It's kind of cut off, but that's okay. But what you're really looking for is what channel is it on, and what's its hardware MAC address. All right, that's what you need to copy. So this is a good idea, ladies and gentlemen, to open up a leaf pad so we can make some notes. BSSID channel. Right. So my BSSID, I'll need to come up here, copy, paste. Channel was 6. Yes. Right. Okay. So I don't have to remember stuff. Alright, so there, BSSID, my channel, SSID, again, copying all that stuff. Now, alright, I need to basically start capturing packets, alright, to a PCAP file for analysis later on. Alright, so I'm going to use the arrow dump command again. Alright, and with a few different parameters. -C channel, which in my case will be 6. -- BSSID, my BSSID, which is that MAC address I just posted. And then -W, I need to tell it the path to where I want this PCAP file saved. Okay? And then the monitor interface, which is WLAN 0 mon. Okay? So, again, it's a really good idea that you are able to write all this down. Okay? Arrow dump ng-c on channel 6 --BSSID space copy paste space -W space. Now, where in the world do I want to put this? Well, I'm just going to go ahead and put it on my desktop. Just like that. /root/desktop. Okay? And then WLAN 0 mon is my interface. Okay? So That's what the command looks like. Come on now. There we go. All right. So I can copy that. All right. And I can just, after I'm taking my screenshot, right? I'm good there. I can just paste this in. And it's going to freeze. Huh. That's by design. It is making a capture. You there? See all those files that pop up? Those are my PCAP files. Okay? So all that stuff from YouTube is getting dumped in there. So I need to be fast, otherwise it's going to suck up all the hard disk space on my Kali. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I have some time. All right? So now that it is running through here, you see all these beacons happening, okay? And now I see, whoa, I have 2 stations on here. Well, I forgot. My phone's on it too. Okay? So I gotta figure out, well, geez, who do I want to knock off the network? I have to knock a station off the network in order to capture the complete 4-way handshake, a WPA. Okay, WPA goes through a 4-way handshake from station to station, and a good way to capture that is to find a station that's on the network that has a lot of traffic and boot them off the network. Why? Because 99.999% of all wireless devices have a setting on them that say, hey, if you lose connectivity to the network, retry getting on the network. And when they do that, they have to re-authenticate onto the network. When they re-authenticate onto the network, they go through that entire WPA handshake process. Understand how that works, guys? Okay? That's what you're trying to capture in all this. Okay, so the best way to do that is, oh wow, I see all this stuff. This is the guy that I'm going after. Okay? Now my BSS ID, that's my AP, I already have that. I need to grab this station. Right? And sometimes you'll be able to get it. Sometimes it's going so fast, you're just gonna have to write the daggone thing down. Okay? No big deal. So station ID is 10:02:. B5:6 delta :01:E1. I think I'd know this by this time, right? Oh. All right. So now that I have my station ID, right? I need to kick them off the network, right? So that is, you leave this running. Do not Control C out of this. If you Control C out of this window, you stop that packet capture. Okay. So what you're going to do, actually, File, Open Terminal, open a new window. Now we can run the command that is going to boot them off of the system, okay? Which is the air replay command. All right, air replay -ng -0, which is the shortcut for the DOFF mode. Okay, 2 is the number of DOFF packets. We're going to change that. A indicates access point, and its MAC address. C, the client and its MAC address, and then the monitor interface. Okay, so I'm going to kind of run through this quickly so I don't run out of disk space. All right, come up here. So air eplay -ng -0 for de-auth mode. Instead of 2, to make sure I really kick somebody off the network with authority, I'm gonna make it 12.
Damn.
Okay. -A, my router SSID. Which is this. Edit, copy, edit, paste. My station ID. Edit, copy. Alright. Dash space, dash C, my client ID. Space, WLAN 0 mon, which is my monitor interface. Alright? Okay? Once this is done, take a snapshot of that. You're at 50 points. Alright? It'll get de-off. You may notice that, oh hey, look down here. Woohoo! It died. And then it popped right back up. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. You can always up arrow again. Do it again. Watch down here. See my wireless? Let's make sure I'm on the right wireless network. Yeah, I'm on Linksys. Hit enter. Watch it. Wait for it. Didn't do it. Oh, there it goes. So 12 is about the minimum. Again, you might want to do it maybe 20 times. If you do it 2, it'll never work. Okay? It just won't. So now that I captured that, I can go back to my other monitor because I've gotten everything I need. Alright? So I go back to my other terminal. Where's my other terminal? There we go. And now I can hit Control C. So I should have that all captured. Should have all that captured. Now, I need to make note of what my PCAP file name is. It automatically was made. Okay? I'm going to come back to that in a second. So it looks like I got -01.cap. That'll work. And a CSV file, which can also come in handy. But it should be this .cap file. Okay? Alright. Next bit of good news. So there was the air replay. Alright. Now, we should have gotten that handshake. Oh boy, if not, we're going to do this again. Sorry about that. Ooh, we didn't get the handshake. Okay, no problem. When in doubt, try again. So, I always come back here, up arrow, do my dump. And always kill my cat file. And delete them. Try this again. Okay. My cat files. Alright, there's one station. Looks like it's the right one. 001C10A804EB. Double check that with your keypad. Ooh, different station. Nope, that's right. That's the one that's used the most. Anyway. So, let's up the ante a little bit. Okay. This time, instead of 12 tries, let's do 20. Okay. What you want to do is you want to see when that goes down and comes back up, you should get a, oh, hey, I captured the handshake. May take a few times. Speed off in it. They can't reconnect. Not catching that handshake though. It died. Let's restart it again. Be kind of finicky this way. I did put the station ID there, right, didn't I? Ten, 0, 2, B5, 6 deltas, 1, 1. Yeah, sure do. That's not right. Alright. Try that. See if you can get the, it should have a thing right there that says WPA handshake and the code. Then, for simplicity's sake, 'cause I don't want to keep everybody here all night, I'll figure out where I went wrong, or if it's my driver I need to update, I might need to update Cali, I don't know. Alright? Take a screenshot of that when you get the handshake, and then last but not least, you want to crack, which this is not gonna work, but you wanna crack the hash from the PCAP file. Alright, so your crack dash NG dash A2, B, your BSS ID, space, dash W, the path to your PCAP file, I'm sorry, the path to your password file, which I have a password file that I grabbed out of Kali. Alright. Called common.txt. That is in your, I can remember this. You go to other locations in computer. I believe it is in user. I always get this goofed up. User share. USR/share all the way at the bottom. Word lists. So we go to word lists. User share word lists. There's different files there that you can go off of. I took the one out of Fern Wi-Fi. There's common.txt. So user share word lists, Fern Wi-Fi. I just copied that to my desktop. Right there. So that when I go and do this command, and then the path to your PCAP file, which is root, desktop, and then where the PCAP file is. In this case, it looks like it's -02.cap. Or you could just do the star.cap as well. It'll go through all the different cap files. This is not going to work because it didn't capture the handshake. Put that in there. You there? You see you're not there? I'll come back and have this a little bit more detailed out next Monday. I'll bring my other alpha in. Maybe it's something to do with the driver on this or something. I don't know. I've done this like 20 times without incident. Still plug this up. The password on the access point is password. Don't give us this to try yourself. Okay. Fortunately, though, and this is the reason I have this lab this way. I'll give you the whole thing to do this lab.
Sweet.
It'll be a little complicated. Alright. I'll give us another stab at it next week. I'll have the Windows file, Windows server ready for you next week. For those of you who are coming, if any of you are coming on the Tuesday, Thursday class, I probably will have the Windows server ready on this Thursday. Okay? Alright, thanks for sticking around. I know we went a little long, but